So, okay, I'm Maria. I'm a photographer from Brazil, and I'll start telling you a little bit of my story and how I started doing what I do. And I graduated in photography and filmmaking, and I started working in publicity. And I started realizing how the women are generally represented in the media. I watched the woman that came in the studio, and I watched the women that were in magazines and everything, and I said, okay, this is not right. This is a lie, that these are not real women. You know, why we can't show our own bodies? Why is it hidden? Why is it a taboo? Like, we all know that bodies don't look like that, but we buy it. And so I got in a huge crisis. I was like, I am working to make thousands of women, myself included, hate themselves and hate their bodies. And they think they're not good enough, or not capable enough, or not deserving enough. And I don't want to do that. So I started shooting women with no Photoshop, like in artistic photo shootings. And I found what I wanted to do with my life. And the first thing I did in my project was this. A woman who does not love herself can never be free, and the system makes sure that no woman ever loves herself. So for me, the beginning point of creating a new society is helping women love themselves. And that's what I've been trying to do with my work. I don't know if you're familiar with Naomi Wolf's book, The Myth of Beauty. I strongly recommend it. I think every woman in the world should read it. This is the sentence that made me go to her book. The obsession with female fitness is not an obsession with female beauty, but rather with female obedience. Diets are a powerful tool in the process of women's submission because a possibly insane population is easily controlled. So, I started shooting women with no Photoshop, like real women, fat women, thin women, women who has been, she was a mother, so you can see like scars or something like that. This girl is half her face is paralyzed. When I did my first photo shooting, this is the message I received. The girl said, this was the most beautiful thing I have ever done for myself. Thanks so much for making it possible. And I said, okay, this is it. This is what I want to do from now, like ever. So I started a project called As Madalenas, a word for feminism. So I started doing like really plain portraits, black and white, no Photoshop, and which woman would write in her own body the word that means feminism for each one of them. I started doing it with some friends of mine, and I created a Tumblr to share the pictures with them. And then like the other friends wanted to do it, and the friends of the friends of the friends. And then the Tumblr started to go in social media in Brazil. And I was really scared because I had like no place, no good equipment, no good lighting, no funding, I had nothing. And people started emailing me, and I was like, Jesus, what do I do? Then I went to this friend of mine, like he was very into social media. I was like, David, can you help me? Like, I don't know what to do now. And he was like, sure, show me your Facebook page of your project, and we can start from there. I was like, I don't have a Facebook page of my project. He's like, what? Create a Facebook page of your project now, and so on. And I'm sorry. So I did it. And then women from all over the country started messaging me and wanted to be part of the project. Unfortunately, I could not shoot all of them. I had like no funding whatsoever. So I started shooting the ones that were close to me, nearby. And this project ended up becoming a book. This is the book. During 2 years, I photographed 100 different women. The book is formed by other pictures and a statement from each one of them telling their own stories. And for me it was like a huge, because there is no woman that will read it and not identify with the stories. I'm sorry, it's all in Portuguese, but I'll pass around if you're interested in seeing the pictures or anything like that. And so I realized during this project, I was like, during 2 years, I was meeting all these women and they were sharing their stories with me and sharing their pain, their struggle, their victories, and a lot of different issues. And it really changed me and the way I see my own work, because the women who have been in an abusive relationship, as I have, I think we kind of realize afterwards that the first thing that happens to us is that we hate ourselves. We don't love ourselves. That's why we accept and violent, abusive and aggressive relationship. And I think that's kind of what society does with us. Patriarchy makes us hate ourselves. And then we don't think we are capable enough, we're good enough, we are confident enough, we are deserving enough. And that's going to change, that needs to change. And I have lots of beautiful feedbacks of the women I photographed so far, saying that encounter their own bodies like that and reconnect was a strong point of change in their own story. They could feel empowered, they could feel capable and confident to do a lot of things they were like willing to do, but they didn't have the courage to do or something like that. And I strongly believe that we are in a turning point, and the society itself, everything that exists right now, the power structures, the professional structures, the society structure, is patriarchy. It's done by men. Even when women were participating, they had to act like men to be inside the structures. And now we're realizing that's not so good. That's not really working. And to do things like a woman, that things that were considered bad things, to be fragile, and things like empathy, like sensibility, like a different way to deal with things, we are realizing it's actually a good thing. So we're starting to do things like a woman, and society will change the way it relates to other people, the way it relates to nature, the way it relates to the world itself. And we are building a society of brave, powerful, strong and confident women. And we can do it. We are capable enough. We are strong enough. We are confident enough. And so I think this is the way I think I can contribute to create a society of powerful, strong, confident women, free women that love themselves. So this is a little bit of my work. This is one photo shoot from the book. This word means to become something. They're like other words, other different bodies, different people. This word means change, which is like very significant. Like we can change through art. Art is a powerful, powerful tool for changing our society. And I think our art, like art done by women, is reflecting it so much. Like we've seen Naomi's work, and we can see what's happening in our society, and we can change it. And if you want to do your art, I think the only thing I can say is like, do it with all your heart. I made huge change in my life to do my art. I quit my job. I got divorced. I moved from my hometown. I did everything